over, any age, 45, 35, and anyone can start today and say, you know what, I want to specialize in this and build a community around X and start getting brand deals from it.
And that's your hottest 60 seconds this week from Reality Check on WURD Progressive Black Talk Media.
Thank you for calling Penny, Pennsylvania's health insurance marketplace. How can I help?
Hi. So I was on penny.com. I know it's open enrollment for health coverage, but I'm worried about the cost and my prescriptions.
Don't worry. Penny gets you the lowest cost on high-quality health coverage.
Oh, awesome. Let's get started.
Just need a little... Enroll now. Special extension until January 19th at penny.com. That's PENNIE.com. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Words of empowerment.
Nathaniel Lee. I would say this because I was once young, and I said the same thing every young person said. I didn't think my elders knew what they were talking about because times have changed. So I would say to the young, every moment counts. I don't care how young you are. I don't care. You may think you have forever. You really don't. Before you know it, you're going to be my age, because I said the same thing. My mother said the same thing. My stepfather said the same thing. And now they're older, just as I'm older. So I would say every moment count, no matter how it feels. You do not have eternity. So make every moment count. Make good decisions. Make every decision the best decision you can, because before you know it, life is like a shadow. Before you know it, it's over.
This is Words of Joy and Empowerment on WURD Progressive Black Talk Media. Audio provided by Love Now Media. These words of joy and empowerment are brought to you by Comcast, The United Way, and Bank of America. We're bringing joy and power to the people. This is Word Radio, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, WURD, Philadelphia. Celebrating 20 years of progressive Black Talk media. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the Word Radio app. The views and opinions expressed by the guests, listeners, and hosts of any program on Word Radio do not necessarily reflect those of the ownership, management, or advertisers of this station.
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter.
L. O. G.
What's that?
What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Welcome to Tuesday, December 19th, here on Love and Life. How's your week shaping up, family? You know, I want to know. You know, I always ask because I want to know what's going on in your life and with you. How are things coming along for you this holiday season? Don't think I've forgotten to check on you. I have not forgotten. I do hope you are all making out well. I really do. I know how difficult and challenging, I'll say challenging, holiday season can be for some of us. So I'm checking on you. I want to know. Please let me know. So that if in the event it is a challenging holiday season for you, I can add you to my prayers. Okay. For those of you who are celebrating, happy birthday to all of our love bugs that are celebrating birthdays, especially if you are celebrating today. Happy birthday to you. Family, you know what I like to do now. You know what I like to do? I like for you to check in. I like to call it a roll call, if you will. We can call it what we like. I like love. How about that? Let's spread some love. I see the brother Nasir is checking in. Hey there, brother Nasir. He's sending peace and blessings to everybody. You know, I love it when you check in. I love it when you do. Family, feel free to check in by posting a comment on our socials. And I promise I will do my best to read it aloud on the air. But know that you could also give us a call, Nick and I, because we love the love any way you care to share it. You can call us by dialing 215-634-8065. You can even call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. Like I said, we love the love any way you care to share it. For those of our family members whose hearts are just a little heavy today or whose lights are shining even a little bit dimly, just know that I am sending you extra love and hugs on today on behalf of your entire tribe and village right here, just to let you know that you are not alone and you are not doing this by yourself. You hear me? You are not alone. You've got us. We are right here. All right, family. All right, love bugs. We've got a few things to share with you. The first of which is about the harvest. Word Radio is sharing a harvest for the world. Now through December 31st, visit wordradio.com to find information on upcoming give back events in the Philadelphia area. So if your organization is hosting free clothing giveaways, food drives, free workshops, community dinners, and more, please share the details using the form on our website. Simply visit wordradio.com/the harvest and just look for the harvest banner. Family, it is harvest time, and we are sharing information on those giving back to the community. The harvest is brought to you by Comcast, Pico, Keystone First, and the United Way. We are Word, Progressive Black Talk Media. I also want to share something else with you. WURD family, big news. Okay. So from December 1st through December 31st, sign up for a membership and receive 50% off any store item. Yes, family, whatever you like. It is our holiday gift to you. Your membership does not just mean sweet deals. It powers the Black Talk media that you and I both love. Okay, so it's a win-win. Don't miss out. Just go to wordradio.com, grab a membership, and treat yourself to 50% off. It is our way of thanking you for being a part of the WURD family. Happy holidays to you. And the last thing that I want to share with you in this moment, family, tune in to Cafe Mocha every Sunday from 8 until 10 p.m. Cafe Mocha is radio from a woman's perspective. Check out the flavor from the hosts, comedian and actress Lonnie Love, hip-hop legend Yo-Yo, and broadcast veteran Angelique Perrin. as they bring their own point of view to today's issues, social commentary, celebrity interviews, and self-help advice, all wrapped in soundtracks of urban contemporary music. Family, that's Cafe Mocha, Sundays at 8 p.m. only on Word, Progressive Black Talk Media. All right, family, let's get started. Let's get into some things. Hey there, Harry. I see that Harry is checking in. He's spreading love. That's what I'm talking about. I love you more, Harry. Love you more. The entire family does. Sending love to you. So, family, I want to share with you our guests in this hour. You see, I'm talking a mile a minute because the hour goes by so quickly, and I want you to get all of this good information that you're about to receive. Will Downing, how are you, good sir? The good Will Downing is sending love as well. He's sharing a what's up, everybody. He's saying what's up. I can hear him saying it. Hello, Mr. Downing. So happy to have you join us as well. So in this hour, we have with us Morgan Lloyd, who serves as the programming coordinator at the African American Museum in Philadelphia, also referred to as AAMP. In her role, she coordinates the programmatic offerings and manages the museum's intern and volunteer guide programs. She has a special passion for events that highlight the diversity within the Black community through holistic conversations and programming. And she's brought somebody with her. Yes, she has. She has brought with her Chef Careda Matthews. Yes, who is the owner of the restaurants Yo Mama's Kitchen, located at 1459 North 52nd Street, and Careda's Caribbean Cuisine, located inside the Reading Terminal Market. Yo Mama's Kitchen serves soul food, y'all. And Careda's Caribbean Cuisine serves authentic Caribbean food. Chef Careda has always aspired to showcase her own cuisine. Born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica, she's worked in the culinary field for 30 years. Oh, family, you hear that? Family, I welcome you to the conversation with both Morgan Lloyd and Chef Careda. Well, hello there. Oh, well, there's Morgan. There we are. Hello there, ladies. Welcome.
Yes. Good night.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me. Yes, definitely. Thank you.
I am delighted to have you both here. First of all, right here on Love and Life, is nothing but love here. Let me just. I love bugs. We love. Okay, that's what we do. And we love hard. Don't we love bugs? We love hard. So when we have new family members come to join us to tell us about what's going on and what they're doing, we embrace you fully. So I do want to share with you that Just Eric is saying hello. Let's get this party started, he shares. Richard Bailey is saying, hey there. And Willie, hey there, Willie Matthew Williams, that is. And Smitty. Hey there, Smitty. Darren Toms is joining us, and my very own cousin, hey cuz, Ella Riddick Murray, and Malcolm White, who shares that he is watching and listening from West Mount Airy. See, our family members are ready for all this good information that they're about to receive. So, ladies, I just want to share. Malcolm saying, hello, ladies.
Good night.
I'm going to start by asking first. Now, Chef Careda, I did share that you hail from Kingston, Jamaica, but I do want to know about your story. But Morgan, will you first share with our family members a little about you and from where you come?
Hi, everybody. My name is Morgan Lloyd. I am a South Jersey girl first. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but it's Camden County, so I would go back and forth between the bridge. Honorary for you all to decipher.
We receive.
Yeah, I'll let y'all figure out how I fall. Born and raised South Jersey. My family's been there forever. And I work in museums. Not necessarily the life path I expected, but it's sure the life path that I love. And it's the one that I truly am leaning into. I work at the African American Museum in Philadelphia. Before that, I was at the Philadelphia Museum of Art for a couple curatorial fellowships. I worked at a couple galleries all across the city and also in Camden, New Jersey. And now I do programming. And the heart of my work is I love Black people, as I should with this career. And there are so many different ways to be Black. So I'm so fortunate that I have the opportunity just to embrace our community in whatever shapes, forms that we come in, where we can just sing our songs, enjoy being who we are. And also, since I get to oversee our interns, I get to tell the babies about themselves. And that is everything to me.
I love that. I love all of that. All of that. Thank you for that. I do have one question for you. For how long have you been the programming coordinator of, well, is it safe to say AMP, or should I say of the African American Museum of Philadelphia?
AMP is fine. It's
okay.
less words.
Okay. Yes, it is. It is.
So I've technically been the program coordinator for almost 2 years now, but I've been working at AMP for almost 3.
Nice. So Chef Careda, my question for you. First of all, hello.
Hello. Good night.
I did share with our family members that you hail from Kingston, Jamaica.
Correct.
How did you get to Philadelphia? Well, no, we're grateful. Let me not sound ungrateful, but how did you get to Philadelphia?
I actually came here to pursue a career in early childhood education. And what happened was I ended up not being able to get a sponsor because I didn't have, I had a student visa, but I needed a sponsor in order to get financial aid. So I ended up becoming a nanny. And it was while on my journey getting on a train, 30th Street Station, I used to stop past the soul food spot called Delilah's Restaurant.
Yes.
And Delilah Winder. So I ended up going to the restaurant and getting mac and cheese. And she just looked at me and said, you're so cute. Maybe you would be good being a waitress for me. And I said, what? She wants me to become a waitress in her restaurant. And I took the opportunity and fell in love with the restaurant business. And I didn't even fall into the cooking side until 5 years after working for her part-time. And something happened. It was snowing and no cooks showed up. And I just started cooking in her absence. I just started cooking and I set the store up. And she said, you know what? I think you need to go and take a class and get your serve safe and just, go to classes and see what happens. I didn't know anything about soul food, but I watched the other cooks and I watched her. So that's how I ended up cooking. And eventually I didn't really pursue trying to get into early childhood education. Instead, I actually went to culinary school and started working in the field with her. And I did that with her for 16 years.
Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd.
And I'm telling you, when she closed her doors, it broke my heart. But Kevin Parker took her space. And it was like a 2-3 year gap of me being out the market. And he asked me to come in and work for him. And I came back in the writing terminal again and started working. Yeah, so Kevin. I couldn't get away from the cooking.
Because you weren't supposed to. You weren't supposed to get away. Wait, so you worked with Kevin for how long?
9 years. Yeah, 9 years.
Oh, so you miss Kevin. We all miss Kevin. I miss Kevin.
While I was at Delilah's, he used to always stop by. They were good friends. I mean, he looked up to her when she was in her heyday. He looked up to her. So I was familiar with him and he remembered me. So when he got the space, he reached out. He went to all the security people and said, who knows Careda? Who knows how to find her? And I came back and
wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I'm surprised, because Kevin was an angel amongst us, quite honestly. If you knew Kevin Parker personally, then you too would say the same thing. He was definitely an angel amongst us. Definitely. And I'm going to beat you with a wet noodle. You just said Careda. Did I mispronounce your name? And you let me tell you something, Chef Careda. Okay. Because we get it right here. We get names right. I don't like to mispronounce anybody's name. We want it right, don't we? Morgan, don't we? Listen.
I agree.
Chef Careda Matthews. Okay, family, don't you listen to me. Okay,
Yes,
I sit corrected. Family, for those of you who have just joined us, welcome. Welcome. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, right here on WURD. And we've got some exciting stuff to share with you in this hour. You know we do. I do want to welcome Janine. Hey there. I missed you, Jay. Where have you been? And Miss Lily, the beautiful Miss Lily, is checking in and she's sending love to everybody. I love it. And Miss Julie, hi there. Miss Julie is sharing greetings to everyone listening in to good topics and good conversation. Oh, Miss Julie, I want the recipe. She's enjoying her homemade hearty soup. Ooh, Miss Julie, you're speaking my language, okay? I'm a soup connoisseur, okay? Family, what we're going to do right now is take a short commercial break, but know that the phone lines are open and feel free to continue to comment on our socials because, like I said, we've got some good stuff when we come back. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Tailgating season is here. Keep things sizzling all season long with Dietz & Watson. Fire up the grill with perfectly smoked premium franks and sausages, or enjoy endless sandwich combos with fresh sliced meats and cheeses in a variety of bold flavors. There's something for everyone in the family. Plus, plenty of protein-packed snacks. Head to DietzandWatson.com to find a ShopRite store near you. Dietz & Watson. It's a family thing. Premium meats and artisan cheeses since 1939.
For the longest time, it was hard for me to even get out of the house. It took me a bit to understand what was going on, but eventually I learned I had anxiety. Now I'm getting help for it.
Mental health care is working. See what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org.
The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. Word's livelihood initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out these recent openings posted on the Livelihood Job Board at wordworks.com. The Chambers of Commerce for Greater Philadelphia is hiring a research analyst. Penn Community Bank is hiring a customer service representative. For more information on these jobs and others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative, brought to you by Word Radio, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Merry Christmas!
Hi, this is Ernest Owens, host of Philadelphia City Council Live, wishing everyone a very happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, a happy Kwanzaa, and anything else that you can celebrate right now, including a Happy New Year. I hope that everyone take this time to be with their family, their friends, and people that love them. This year has been quite the journey. So many ups and downs, so many horizons, and so many opportunities to celebrate life. We are WRD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I'll share the sound bites.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. We are talking with both Morgan Lloyd of AAMP and Chef Careda. I got it right. Family, what we're going to do right now is go to our phone lines. Our beloved Ron is calling in. Hi there, Ron. Thank you for calling.
Yes, hello everyone, Mr. Will, Cal, all y'all. It's good to be operating from the empowerment zone for the soul with information and food. And the cook that there, I knew Kevin Parker very well, but I want to say that you cook. Bread of heaven, feed all of us till we want no more. And may we dine from the table of health, and God give us the food of health and strength that we children to do the work and to bring peace into our lives and share that with others, like one with talent, like how Mr. Will does. My question I want to ask y'all today. I was thinking, listening at my music today, and I want to ask Cal this question. The song Ave Maria, where you get to the part where it says, this child can save me. What is your definition and your interpretation of that part right there? And the reason I say that, when talk about this child can save me, it's a person that wasn't even born, that child took and said something, not to save my life, but gave me something that I yearned for years and years, almost 81 years. I'll say that. What a wonderful gift. The power of words. The power of words can do. What did that part in that song when Aretha Franklin sung that Ave Maria? What was your interpretation of that, of those three words when she said that this child can save me?
Ron, that speaks to me. For me, I interpret purity, innocence, and salvation. That's what that says to me.
Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that, here it is, 81 years that someone said something coming from a person that wasn't even born. For me to hear that directed in that direction at me, I'll be forever grateful. I have gotten my gift. So I want no more. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you so much. Thank you for always and continuously pouring into us positively. Thank you for your vulnerability, your sensitivity, and your transparency. We love you, Ron. We really do. We truly do. I do want to share that some more of our family members are checking in. Tony Brown is saying hello. Hi there, Tony. We haven't seen you in a minute. Happy to have you back. And Eric is checking in. Just Rick. He shares, good evening, ladies. Chef Careda, I have to say, I love your food at the Reading Terminal Market. I try to get food when the line isn't 25 to 30 persons deep. You and my lessies are always popping. Congrats.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, family,
Appreciate it.
oh, I'm so terribly sorry. Family, as the time goes by so quickly, I do want the ladies to be able to share with us. And, I'm so excited. I will just, Lord, get carried away. But Morgan, would you please share with us some of the programming, the upcoming programming at the museum this holiday season?
Oh, absolutely. So, as soon as you all are done your Christmas celebrations, if you observe on the 24th, 25th, or not at all, on the 26th, that is when Kwanzaa kicks off. If you haven't celebrated before, it is 7 days full of programming, and AMP is the only institution in the city that is doing all 7 days into New Year's Day. So we kick it off with our annual Unity celebration, which takes place at the museum. We're going to have food trucks, live performances, dancing, drumming, and community conversations. Night 2, we have Chef Careda. We're going to dive in a little bit more about her program. But let's just say we're taking over Reading Terminal, and we're going to have nothing but soul food. On night 3, we have Shakina B, who is a phenomenal performer here in the city, as well as her nonprofit, the Women's Collective Empowerment Group. And they are taking over our institution for a full night and concert, exclusively featuring Black and Brown women and people of femme experience, having a full-on time at the museum. Then we go over to Franklin Square. If you're unfamiliar with Franklin Square, it's when you go across the Ben Franklin Bridge, that little park right there. We're taking over. We're going to have a Black-owned shopping bazaar in their pavilion. We're going to bring food trucks again. And they built this wonderful heated tent. By the way, there are many warm opportunities. And in the heated tent, not only is there a bar, there's fire pits, there's skee ball, there's s'mores making, but also I am hosting a Black History / Kwanzaa Quizzo. So you may not know anything about Kwanzaa, but if you know anything about the culture, you have a chance to win a phenomenal prize.
You know what? I'm so glad first of all, that all sounds amazing. All of it sounds amazing. But I would love for you, for our listeners who may not be familiar, would you mind explaining what the meaning of Kwanzaa is and what does the holiday itself entail?
Absolutely. So, Kwanzaa is a 7-day celebration of Black life, particularly by way of the African American community.
Mhm.
It is really focusing in on African philosophies of Nzingo's, excuse me, my pronunciation is horrible.
No, that
Nzingo Saba. And with those 7 days, we have a focus on different principles, which range from unity to collective work and responsibility and faith. And similar to some other holidays, we have 7 days of candles that get lit. But the primary focus is we look at these principles and we reflect it within our communities as well as our families. The entire celebration should feel like a family gathering. It's not about the flashiness of Christmas, though we're making it big at AMP. It's about making sure that we feel like we're a community. And even if you don't identify as African American, or if you just have a friend who just is really interested and they're scared, they celebrate Kwanzaa in Korea. It's not about that. It's just about celebrating life.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that tidbit. So, does the museum close at any point during the holiday season?
Yes. So we are closed on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And then we are also closed on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But the catch is those 2 days are also Kwanzaa days. They'll just so happen to be virtual.
So, in your opinion, why would you say it's important for people to celebrate Kwanzaa?
I would say it's important in part because it's a good reflection leading into the new year. Everybody likes to have like a mood board or aspirations, but in part, one of the nice things about Kwanzaa is you get to spend time with family, but also reflect on yourself and the ways in which you've grown, the ways in which you've connected to community, and ways that you could just do it better next year. And also, it's important because, frankly, if you are someone who identifies as Black, this is a good holiday to celebrate how far we've come and where we're going, as well as celebrating where we are right now in the most intimate ways, you know?
I love that. I love that. So you were talking about, or you made reference to the individual celebrations of Kwanzaa. How will they be celebrated? They will be, but how will they be celebrated individually at the museum? Like, I know I'm familiar. There's unity with creativity, faith.
Yeah.
I don't know there's one more. Right?
There's collective work and responsibility. There's so many, but each day is curated to that theme. So for instance, for our 2 virtual days, which are again, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, we have Kaumba, which is creativity. And so we're bringing in Marvel and DC comic book artist Eric Battle, and we're doing a spin on our aspiration boards, and we're going to be crafting our alter egos. And he's going to have a sketch demonstration. So every time you look at that super version of yourself next year, that's who you're supposed to be. And then we're having a yoga and meditation. It is not about what faith you subscribe to. It's about being spiritually connected with yourself and your higher power. So we have a guided virtual meditation and yoga, as well as a demonstration of chair yoga for those that don't, move in the same ways they feel like they should.
Sure. I like the way you put that. Don't move in the same ways they feel like they should. So, Chef Careda.
Yes, ma'am.
We were just told that there will be a cooking demonstration, about which I am very excited, quite honestly. Now, on what day will the cooking demonstration take place?
That'll be on the 27th.
On the 27th. At what time will that take place?
Between 2 to 4.
Okay, 2 to 4. Okay. So what can we expect from the cooking demonstration?
So I'm actually going to do a correlation between a couple different recipes when it comes to the Caribbean, fusing with African and soul food ties. So yes, so it's a very eclectic menu, very eclectic.
I love it.
We're going to embrace the fact that a lot of people are eating a little bit more healthier. The foods that are consumed during Kwanzaa majority of it is vegan, vegetarian, without meat. Yeah, and like fish and vegetables, a lot of fish and vegetables. But since I'm tying in the Caribbean side into it, I will have some Cajun catfish and I will have some jerk chicken. So, it's going to be an eclectic menu. We're going to also have okra corn and tomatoes, which is a deep South, delicacy.
That was my
That
mother.
is black eyed peas, of course. You know why. So we'll have some of that. And I'm going to finish it up with my, cornbread. I have my sweet potato cornbread. That's going to be something. Yes, yes. So just come ready with the taste buds ready. It's going to be phenomenal. Yes.
Family, do y'all hear this? Now they know I'm a foodie. Family, do you hear the sweet potato cornbread? It doesn't get any better than that. And I'm quite honestly, the fusing of the different cuisines, it doesn't get any better than that. I love it. I love it. I'm so curious to know, Chef Careda, how? Well, I think I know the answer to this question, but how do you manage having two totally different restaurants, two totally different businesses, and specializing in two totally different cuisines?
So, when they say it's meant to be, it's just meant to be. And the coincidence that took place, the story is so crazy, and yet it's so fantastic. Every time I tell it, I'm amazed myself because I thought I was losing my mind at first. I was working for Kevin, and it happened that they were going to do a competition in the market. And the ladies in the office, there's so many chefs in the terminal. Here I am frying chicken. I look up. There's some ladies that came from the office and asked me to enter this competition against these chefs here in the terminal. And I reluctantly did it. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to beat these chefs. They're, more experienced. They're classically trained. I mean, I was trained, but I didn't go to the formal French cuisine style of cooking. So it was 6 other chefs from the market. Everybody was here doing, phenomenal recipes. And I went right to my basics. They gave us a breast of duck, and then we had to pair it with whatever was in the pantry. So I went according to what I know. I brought my flair, and took it to task. And, it turns out I beat all the chefs. I did a garlic mashed potato. I did a curry duck, brought all my Caribbean in there with the curry. And I did my stir fry cabbage with a little string beans in the mix and set it up nice on the plate. They gave us a chocolate covered onion and dragon fruit. And, these chefs made a salad and put the dragon fruit in it. I decided to reduce my onions in sherry wine along with the dragon fruit and made a delicious, dessert. I've turned it into a dessert. So, yes. So it went from that to the judges asked me, why don't you have a restaurant here already? And I was like, I'm scared and I don't have the money. Jesus. And the general manager of the market said, put the application in and worry about the rest later. And that was the start. I put the application in and, it took time for space to open up. In this market, you don't just get a space, put an application and get a space. It's a dynamic. It's a 9-year wait. Plus you have to wait until a merchant either goes out of business or someone retires. That seldom happens. This is a family-based environment where things are passed down generations. Sure. So while waiting, opportunity came up in West Philadelphia. There was a space, somebody who was actually a customer here in the terminal said, hey, we have something in West Philly, you may want to look at it. I didn't say I'm giving up on the terminal, but I felt like the bug was eating me alive trying to do my own thing. So I jumped at that opportunity and opened up Your Mama's Kitchen. And I started in 2016 and construction and opened up in 2017. While I opened that restaurant, I get a phone call. The terminal tells me, come in for a meeting. And then they tell me, congratulations. Get your finances together. You got a space.
Listen, you know what? That's the prime example of what God has for you is for you. Okay, that is the prime example. The prime example.
I said, no way. And I was like, is this for real? So I couldn't tell them because they didn't even know that Your Mama's was mine. I didn't put it out there. Your Mama's Kitchen was just by itself. Nobody had no face. I wasn't the face. It was just Your Mama's Kitchen. They thought it was an older woman that owned it. So I remember going to Restaurant Depot and I was talking to someone, the restaurant manager there, restaurant equipment manager, and telling them, I don't know what to do. I always confided in him because I knew him for years dealing with Delilah and then Kevin. I was just telling them, look, they just called me about a space. What am I going to do? I just spent the money opening that spot. I bought all this equipment and I'm really like, I don't know what to tell them. He said, Careda, hold on a minute. Got on the phone and he called somebody. And next thing I know, he said, talk to this gentleman. And I spoke to the gentleman. And he said, I usually run credit and do all this stuff, but he's vouching for you. Mm-hmm. And he's saying that you need some equipment. What do you need?
You would make me cry. Lord Jesus.
I swear that's how it went.
I know. No, if you're talking about Kevin Parker, I know that's how it went because I told you Kevin has been an angel. He was an angel to so many of us. I have my own Kevin Parker story. That was just who he. That was just Kevin. He was an angel amongst us. Oh, family, you hear these stories. You hear what we're talking about. When we come back from this commercial break, we're going to give you some more specifics and fill you in on some more things. Family, I see you commenting, and don't you worry, I've got you. I have got you. But for those of you who want to join the conversation, feel free to do so as well. You can do so by calling us or even sharing a comment on our socials. Whatever you do, though, stay with us because we are coming right back.
Stay connected on the go with the new and improved Word Radio app. Search Word Radio in your app store. Stream every show with increased clarity. Easily access Word TV, EcoWord, and Livelihood. Start or renew your 4-word membership and buy Word swag. Remember, Black Media Matters. Get the new and improved Word Radio app today. Available on Google Play and the Apple App Store.
With the right treatment and support, recovery from addiction is not just possible, it is probable. Millions of Americans have gone on to live fulfilling lives in recovery from addiction. You can help your loved one get into treatment today. Call 1-800-662-4357 for drug and alcohol treatment and support services in your area. Recovery starts with a call. Call 1-800-662-HELP today.
Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Tune in to EcoWord Magazine, hosted by POC, the first Friday at 11 a.m. for the PA Lottery EcoWord Tip of the Day. Brought to you by PA Lottery, benefiting older Pennsylvanians every day.
Attention WURD community. From December 1st through December 31st, we've got a special gift just for you. Sign up for a Word membership during this exclusive period and enjoy a fabulous 50% off any one item in the Word online store. That's right. Whether it's a Word sweater, crew neck is my favorite, or anything else in our store, it's all yours at half price when you become a member this December. Your membership not only unlocks incredible discounts, but it also supports the uplifting Black Talk media you love. It's a win-win, so don't miss out on this limited time offer. Visit wordradio.com and sign up for a membership today.
Merry Christmas!
Hey family, it's Kayla J, your favorite church girl and host of Sunday Morning Praise. I want to wish you a happy Hanukkah, a Merry Christmas, a joyous Kwanzaa, and a prosperous New Year.
Happy holidays from WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. We are talking with Morgan Lloyd of AAMP, and we are talking with Chef Careda of both Your Mama's Kitchen and Careda's Caribbean Cuisine. Yes, we are. Oh, y'all. Family, I see you commenting. Eric shares, good evening, Morgan. This is so awesome. It seems that since you and Ashley have spearheaded these annual events, the museum has blossomed into such an amazing educational fun entity. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And my cousin, and I know to what she was responding when I said all of that goodness. Yes, because we are both foodies. She and I are both foodies. So when you were talking about all the dishes, let me tell you something. My poor little stomach was just a I want some of that and that. And Michelle, yep, I see you. Michelle Melton, thank you for joining us, beautiful. She asks, can you give the exact time, location, please? So I was going to ask, and thank you for that, Michelle, because I was definitely going to ask Morgan if you could share with us, or if there's a way, some place where we can look to find, a rundown of all of the programming over the holiday.
Absolutely. So all you need to do is visit AMP Museum. That's AAMP museum.org. And then you can also do /Kwanzaa 2023, or just go onto the website, click calendar, and then we have a whole Kwanzaa listing. And you can get all 7 days of fun. If you follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, we also have it posted there, and we're giving live updates as they come through.
I love that. And Eric shares, FYI, I am a big Marvel fan, as am I, Eric. Okay, as am I. You heard me get excited. And Miss Julie, our beloved, when I tell you Miss Julie is on it, she shares Careda's Caribbean Cuisine 5-star reviews. You can reserve a table, you can order online. And I was just about to ask, at what times are both locations open and closed? Miss Julie, oh yes, she shares awesome menus. So I'm going to ask if you wouldn't mind, Chef Careda, telling us the times that both locations are open and closed for our family members who are only listening and cannot see.
No problem. So Careda's Caribbean Cuisine is inside the Reading Terminal Market on 5th Avenue C. 5th Avenue C. We're open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And Your Mama's Kitchen, which is at 1459 North 52nd Street. We're right on the kitty cat corner of Warren Street, right across from the Lancaster Avenue and 52nd and Lancaster. We're open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. On the weekends, we are not open because we do special events. We also do food distribution once a month, the second Saturday of the month, from that location. So that's where you can, yes.
Are there websites associated with the restaurants, or?
So our website is on Google. So if you go on Google, if you Google Your Mama's Kitchen, it will pull up the location, and then it'll show you a catering menu, and it'll show you a regular menu for both locations. Yeah.
And did I hear you say Careda? Are you? Did I hear
you
say?
No.
I said, wait a minute. Is she playing with me? Wait, did she say Careda? Wait.
You know what it is? It's the correlation between every time I switch back from my Jamaican roots and start to hit the twang, which is what we call a twang, and I say Careda, and then I go back to where my mother calls me Careda, because the E in our
it's a long E.
It's a long E.
I said, wait, did she just say Careda? I said, wait.
It's Careda, though. Everybody calls it Careda. It's Careda.
Careda. Family, you hear that, Chef Careda? You hear that? So I want to make sure, because I'm looking at the time, and I know these minutes will go by so quickly. The cooking demonstration will take place on December 27th from 2 till 4. And where will that take place?
Inside the city kitchen in the back of the Reading Terminal Market.
Okay.
The center court.
No. Go right ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The center court lead you right to the back of the market, and you'll see the city kitchen is right in the back. You can't miss it.
You can't miss it.
Follow your nose if you do. Follow.
I know that's, listen, I know that's right. Because I know I'm going to find my way. I'm going to make my way. Oh, and I want to know, because Morgan, you shared with us that some of the events will take place virtually. Can you share with us, where do we go to join or to participate? Or
Oh, it's real simple. So in the same way you would register for a ticket, when you receive your ticket for your free registration, because both virtual days are free. When you get the email back, you're going to get the link and then just open it on the time. And I think we have some follow-up emails just to make sure you don't forget that link exists. And then on the day of, we're going to send you the link again so you make sure you know it exists. Ooh. And it's going to be good.
I'm so excited. So Ms. Julie is sharing. Morgan Lloyd, Public Programming Coordinator, and Chef Careda recently won the Library Company of Philadelphia's Biennial Innovation Award. You can also follow online. Did I not tell you? Did I not say, listen, we are love bugs. You hear me? Did I not? And then I told you Miss Julie is what? I love Miss Julie. And Eric shares, listen, family, I know for a fact at the Reading Terminal, get your food before noon, because the food is so good that folks are in line early. Tell them, Chef Careda.
Yes, they do come. They line up. They do line up. We pride ourselves in cooking everything from scratch. As you know, Caribbean food, a lot of the meats, yes, like oxtails and the goat meat, it takes a while. So my chefs are here extremely early, and we do sell out of oxtails early. No matter how much oxtail I cook, you better get here before 4 o'clock.
I have not had oxtails in years. Let me tell you how right now I want some. Just listening, Eric. Yeah. I'm going to follow your lead, and I'm going to have to make my way down there before noon, because I'm going to believe you. I'm going to listen to you and not Chef Careda. She talking about come before 4. No, I'm going to listen to you, Eric, because it sounds like you know. Ladies, before we wrap in this hour, what would you share with us? What would you leave us with? What shall we take with us?
Well,
Morgan,
you go first. My obligatory. Please join us for our Kwanzaa celebration. We have, again, 7 days full of activities. And even if you are out of town, we still have 2 virtual days for you to catch up on. So there's still a chance to join the African American Museum. And since it is the most magical time for African American institutions, please don't forget, January is the first day or the last day of Kwanzaa, that January 1st. Right after that, we got our MLK celebration. And then right after that is Black History Month. So this is the most magical time of year. So I hope to see you all there soon.
I love that. It sure is the most magical time of year. You hear that, family? So I just want to run over everything just one more time. I want to make sure our family members are aware that the celebrations will take place between December 26th and January 1st. Is it the last 2 days that are virtual?
Yes.
Yes. So the last 2 days of the celebration are virtual. Chef Careda's cooking demonstration will take place on December 27th from 2 till 4 p.m. at City. What's it called? City
Kitchen in the back of the Reading Terminal.
City Kitchen in the back of the Reading Terminal. Family, did you hear that? You can go to the museum's website, www.aampmuseum.org. And I did not catch the / because you did share that earlier. Morgan, would you share that with us again, please?
/ Kwanzaa, and then there's a little dash in between 2023.
Y'all, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. All right, let me gather myself. I'm so excited that you guys came, that the both of you ladies took the time to come and spend with us. It means the world. It just really does mean the world, because I know that both of you have full plates, quite honestly. And I mean that. I know you do. And especially during this time. So thank you so much for coming to impart some knowledge, to share with us about what's going on so that we can participate and support. And just thank you. I hope you'll come back. Will you come back to visit with us? Both of you?
And look, just invite me. I will be here. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Family, you heard that, right? Family, you heard that. You heard that. So as we go into this,
you everything. So let's go.
Don't listen. Don't you threaten me with a good time. You hear me? I will be like a gnat at a cookout. Chef Careda, you said you had a recipe for me.
I have recipes for you and everything. Invite
I'm
me
always
back.
over here trying something. I'm always in here trying something. Family, hey there. For you that have just joined us, for all of you that have just joined us, welcome. Welcome, welcome. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We've just had the most wonderful conversation with both Morgan Lloyd of AAMP and Chef Careda. And if you go to www.aampmuseum.org's website, you will be able to find out about all the wonderful things that we just discussed. Family, we're going to take just a short commercial break, and the ladies have to go, so we have to let them leave us. But when we come back, we've got so many more things to talk about. So stay with us because we're coming right back. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed this week on Evening Words.
Speaking now with Felicia Shankin, the CEO and founder of the Philadelphia Women's Network Connection. She was named one of the top 50 most influential women in business by VIP Global magazine. How did you get into this work, sort of supporting Black businesswomen and solo women entrepreneurs of all, demographics who lack exposure in the marketplace?
It wasn't something that I had planned to do. I kind of got the vision in a Panera Bread one day, and I wanted to do something different in the city of Philadelphia. I was going to networking events, and I felt like the fun of the events was missing. It was a lot of going to and networking and passing business cards, but I wanted something where women could come and just be ourselves, let down our hair, just enjoy each other's company and just have fun, but also leading with content for our business to help us up and start, grow, and different things like that. So that's how the idea got started.
And that's your hottest 60 seconds this week from Evening Words on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Words of empowerment.
The one and only Saj Purple Blackwell, aka Purple Queen. My advice for all people, especially young people, is agape. Love. To love humankind, to love God, to love through God. And if you love, that love will spread. And then people will start reciprocating that love. And then they'll start giving love. And that wave of love will transform the world. Agape.
This is Words of Joy and Empowerment on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Audio provided by Love Now Media. These words of joy and empowerment are brought to you by United Healthcare.
Philadelphia, does it seem harder these days to get by? Well, there's one way to make keeping up a little easier, and it's right at your fingertips. The Philadelphia Water Department cares about your access to one of life's daily essentials. So get help with your water bill. Visit phila.gov/waterbillhelp today and apply for one of the assistance programs with options for low income and senior customers and those with special hardships. Even if you haven't qualified before, you may be able to get help now. So head to phila.gov/waterbillhelp to learn more.
Here's what you missed on Wake Up With Word.
So Denzel Washington is playing the General Hannibal. Hannibal was a general from the ancient African civilization called Carthage. Arabs are angry in Tunisia that Denzel Washington, a black man, is playing this general from this ancient black city called Carthage. They're saying that Hannibal wasn't black. Now, the same thing happened in Egypt when a mixed race actress from Britain played Cleopatra. You have Arab nations, their actual governments, actually protesting the casting of black people to play black historical figures because they want the world to believe that either these figures were Arab or white. My question is, can everybody just claim that we have no history, that we have no significance, that people from Africa were not black?
Tune in to Wake Up with Word with Solomon Jones every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Did you know Henry Ossawa Tanner, the first internationally known African-American painter, lived and studied right here in Philadelphia? As the first Black student admitted to the prestigious Pennsylvania Academy of the Fine Arts, Tanner broke barriers with his innovative moving paintings and influenced generations of artists around the world. To find out more about the efforts to preserve his legacy and North Philadelphia childhood home, visit thetannerhouse.org, a message from the Friends of the Tanner House.
Celebrating 20 years of progressive Black Talk Media. We're bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the Word Radio app.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life. Oh, didn't we have a delicious first hour? Well, you know, I'm excited to get into this second hour, but before we do so, there are some things that I need to share with you. The first of which is about the harvest. Word Radio is sharing a harvest for the world. Now through December 31st, visit wordradio.com to find information on upcoming give back events in the Philadelphia area. So if your organization is hosting free clothing giveaways, food drives, free workshops, community dinners, and more, simply share the details using the form on our website. Visit wordradio.com/the harvest and just look for the harvest banner. It is harvest time, and we are sharing information on those giving back to the community. The harvest is brought to you by Comcast, Pico, Keystone First, and the United Way. Family, we are Word, Progressive Black Talk Media. I also want to share something else with you, WURD family. I shared this earlier, but I'm sharing it again because it is big news, okay? So from December 1st through December 31st, sign up for a membership and receive 50% off any store item, whatever you like. It is our holiday gift to you. Your membership does not just mean sweet deals. It powers the Black Talk Media that you and I both love. So it's a win-win. I don't want you to miss out. Simply go to wordradio.com, grab a membership, and treat yourself to 50% off. It is our way of thanking you for being a part of the WURD family. Happy holidays to you, family. And the last thing that I want to share with you in this hour is about Cafe Mocha. Tune in to Cafe Mocha every Sunday from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. Cafe Mocha is radio from a woman's perspective. Check out the flavor from the hosts, comedian and actress Lonnie Love, hip-hop legend Yo-Yo, and broadcast veteran Angelique Perrin as they bring their own point of view to today's issues, social commentary, celebrity interviews, and self-help advice, all wrapped in soundtracks of urban contemporary music. Family, that's Cafe Mocha. Sundays at 8 p.m. only on Word, Progressive Black Talk Media. So here we are, top of the second hour on a Tuesday. You know what that means. You know what that means. It's time for us to dig in to what's going on in the wonderful world of sports. And who better to do that with than our very own oracle, our very own sports oracle and guru, Chris Murray, that is, who is, for those who are unfamiliar or unaware, a radio personality, a journalist, a college professor with more than 30 years of experience as a print and broadcast journalist. What? Family. I welcome you to the conversation with Chris Murray. Well,
how
hello
you doing
there,
tonight,
good
Carol?
sir. I will not complain. How about you?
Well, there's lots to complain about, but hey,
don't you do it, Chris? Don't you do it?
I mean, I'm not trying to see. You always bring good vibes, and that's probably why I'm so comfortable to talk about this with you, because you just got these good vibes, and you even got me thinking positive about what was a horrific loss last night.
OMG, it really was. No, trust me. I feel it. I'm still feeling the effects of that loss. Okay, I am. I promise you, family, I am. But I do understand. These things happen. These things do happen. But let's get into it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. They gave the game away. They gave it to them.
Oh, absolutely.
And the thing about on both sides of the ball, and the thing that from a football perspective that I was upset with, and the thing that bothered me about the last drive. Okay, you got the ball with about 13 seconds left, no timeouts, and no, you had 2 timeouts. I'm sorry, you had 2 timeouts. Yeah. You had 2 timeouts. Okay, all you gotta do is get the ball another 15 yards downfield. You have a kicker who can kick the ball 50 yards plus. Okay, I'm talking. I mean, this guy has kicked a field goal from 60 yards. Okay, just to tie the game, we'll come back and regroup. What happens? And I gotta put this on Jalen Hurts and whatnot because I have defended Jalen Hurts over the years, and to a certain extent, I still do. But why go deep on that play? Why go that deep? Because even if you get it, then you got to run all the guys didn't score a touchdown. You got to run all the guys up the field, going to come up and spike it, okay? You might get it off and you might not. But in that situation, and that's why you could, if you would hit it, you would have called a timeout. But you know what? You got a kicker who can kick it from 50 yards out. Hit the medium route, catch the ball, fall down, timeout, bring your field goal kicker in, and that's it. There's the
Chris,
game.
A popular question is, why didn't they go for the field goal? And I see Nasir, you just asked that question too. That's a popular question.
Yeah, because first they weren't in field goal range, but they should have just played for the field goal. Don't go deep in that situation. I'm sorry. And they went deep twice. They went deep earlier early in the fourth quarter when they didn't have to. They had the ball with 8 minutes left and a lead. All they had to do was run the ball, get some media routes. But what happened? I guess they got desperate, they got greedy or something like that. and then it was an interception. Now that was the pass to Quez Watkins. Now, granted, Quez Watkins was interfered with. To be sure, that was a pass interference penalty. But at the same time, you don't call that play in that situation. You got these guys on the run, and they had one of the worst defenses in the league. You mean tell me you can't play bully ball and run on these guys? I mean, come on. I mean, I'm just sitting in there wow.
It hurt. No, it really hit. It really hurt. Malcolm is sharing, yes, Jake Elliott is reliable. And Miss Rosalind shares, I did not watch the game, but I know there are a lot of Eagles fans that are upset, but we are still going to the Super Bowl, she shares, I have faith in my Eagles. Go Eagles. And Brennan, who we all know from his comments last week as a Dallas Cowboys fan, he shares he is truly sorry for the Eagles' loss.
No, he's
last
not.
night. No, he's not at all. But he can't talk. I mean,
no, he's
the
not.
Cowboys lost too, so he can't talk.
Yeah,
he cannot talk. Drina, hi there, beautiful. She's sharing that she is watching from the sweetest sides of Detroit, Michigan. Welcome. And Michael Chip Gordon, he is sharing love and light. Yeah, we need that right now with this conversation.
Yeah, the Eagles need love and they need light. More light than love. I mean, or just as much light as love. But see, here's the thing. And when you got a situation, and then of course, during the weekend, they changed their defensive coordinator. And to me, that's a sign of a young coaching staff overthinking the game. Not that helped out any, because here's the kicker. Here's the kicker to this, Carol. They let a career journeyman backup quarterback drive 92 yards on them. No blitzing, they just let that guy. He hit 2 big passes on that drive. They had a couple of 3rd and 10s. They didn't stop him, didn't get off the field. It was terrible. I mean, it was just like, what are you guys doing? I mean,
that's how I felt, man. It's still painful because I keep saying, well, like I said last week, I said I don't understand. The Eagles are playing like we're not a professional football team. Like, what is happening? I don't understand what is happening. Nasir shares the refs weren't calling anything our way. The false start was awful.
Yeah. I mean, in that situation, and that was a huge penalty. Because they're up 7-0. They got the ball near the one. All they had to do is make the first down. All they had to do is just get to the brotherly shove, touchdown, 14-0 lead. And at that point, you have a lot of momentum and all that, but you kept Seattle in the game. And at that point, I mean, they did a lot of little things that messed themselves up. I mean, it was hard to watch. Even as a reporter, it was just like, man, you all are giving this game away. And the topic, well, like I said again, I'll save this, but there might be some internal dissension in that locker room because I just think that the play calling on offense was bad. And I'm gonna read to you a quote. I couldn't get the sound bite together in time because I've been grading papers all day, and I'm just trying to get myself together. But the thing about it, what I saw during his post-game press conference, I'm gonna read to you what he said. Can I read to you what he said? What Jason said?
Please do.
I'm gonna read to you. This is what he said. And I got
this is what Jalen said. This is what Jalen Hurts said. Okay.
This is what Jalen Hurts said. He said, we didn't execute. I don't think we're committed enough. Just got to turn it around. It's a challenge that we have to embrace. Just continue to see it through. And then he says, we have to make an internal change in how we attack things. We have to come to work every day. It starts with the little things. How committed are we to what we're doing? And that all starts with me as a quarterback. It's a challenge I'm embracing. And I'm embracing and I have embraced. Now, I get the feeling, because I've heard this has been playing around all day. This has been, all day. People have been talking about this. My thing, that tells me one thing. I don't know if it's a players thing. I think that there's some dissatisfaction with the coaching, with Brian Johnson. That is my take on that. I think that they're not happy with how this offense has no rhythm. And at times, if they would have run the ball and stuck to the run, they would have worn Seattle down. Seattle's not the best defense in the league.
No.
And you let one of the worst defenses in the league next to the Eagles. But you let one of the worst defenses, you just let them off the hook. And he committed 2 turnovers. I mean, it was insane. It was just
sad.
It was just absolutely insane. And as far as I'm concerned, it's almost like, you got, and Nick just sent me an image that said, there's a bus. 2 teams are 10-4, one's 11-4, or both are 10-4. One is happy and one is a sad 10-4. And the Eagles right now are a sad 10-4 because, but then again, as I heard Seth Joyner say the other day that this is who this Eagles team is, and I don't know if I completely agree with that. Do you?
I'm glad, because I was going to ask you. I don't believe that this is who we are. I truly don't. I do believe.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
You just think.
I just think that they're just going through a tough time. I mean, they've not really they've hung in there in game against people. They haven't played their best game. And I think right now, to try to find it's hard to find your identity at this juncture of the season. But I've seen teams struggle at this time of the year, and then in January turn it on. So I've seen that.
I was going to ask because we have a great squad. That's why I just don't believe that this is it. I do want to share. Miss Rosalind shares. Welcome and good evening, Chris. She's sharing peace and love to you and your family. Happy holidays. We're giving you your flowers while you can still smell them. And Malcolm shares. He heard that there was an issue in the past with Darius Slay in the new DC. St. Blue shares play calling and turnovers. It was just ugh. And Malcolm shares it's obvious that the coaching is horrible because we have the talent. See, I'm with you on that. I really do. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. I just don't understand it. Well, Eric is sharing, Chris. I think you should stroll on over to the link and give those guys a serious heart-to-heart pep talk. You can motivate them.
That's why you got to win. Go. And since tomorrow's the day, we're going to win. I had to give him my Newt Rockney speech, But
well, they need a pep talk from somebody.
You know who I bring in? Dawn Staley. I bet Dawn Staley would get them fired up.
You know what? Yes, she could. Oh, I believe that. Oh, yes, I do. And I'm glad you were talking about. Well, you asked the question about, what I thought about our squad, because I'm looking at this. We've got 3 weeks left, right, in this 2023 NFL season. Now, last week you said you felt good about not having any idea of who might be contenders in the Super Bowl. So I'm curious to know, do you still feel the same way?
About the Eagles? They can.
Well, any of them after this past week, has anything changed for you? Because I know the Eagles.
I would say the 2 top teams are going to meet next Monday night. The Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers.
That's your team. We know you like the Ravens. What? And but I will say this though, because I did read that they both have 11 wins, so they're both looking good. I know that what did I read? The 49ers are looking good for the number 1 seed. So I know the Ravens are a favorite, but I know that's your team. I know you're biased.
But I can be objective about it. I think 49ers are going to win that game, though.
Do you?
I think so. And I'll tell you why. Because I think the Ravens are too inconsistent for me. Too inconsistent for my blood. I watch them, and I'm not all that gung-ho. I'm not gung-ho about their chances to go to the Super Bowl. And I'm not. I'm just being honest. I watch football. It's kind of like I'm optimistic about some teams. But the way this year, this is also a crazy season. Buffalo basically took it to Dallas over the weekend. They took the Cowboys behind the woodshed. basically paddled them down and whatnot. And basically, this is why Cowboys fans really shouldn't be talking right now because they took another whooping this week. So, and as a matter of fact, just when you think about it, every team in the NFC East lost this weekend. The Giants lost, the Commanders lost, the Eagles lost, the Cowboys lost. Everybody in the NFC East got a whooping, got that butt whooping. And so from that standpoint, I mean, at this point in the season, but see, here's the craziness of this year. If the Eagles win their next 3 games, and if the 49ers lose, there is still a possibility they could have the home field advantage. But the way this season is going, I don't even know if that's going to be necessary. I really don't know that, because I just think that everybody has had their lulls. I mean, Kansas City overcame their lull and whatnot. Everybody has had that. Yeah, it's just everybody's had that tough time. So,
Chris, I want to interrupt you one moment. Oh, I'm sorry. What you saying? It's still what?
It's still anybody's race. It's still anybody's race to win.
I do agree with that. On that point, family, listen, we're going to take just a short commercial break. I see your comments, and don't you think for one moment that I'm not going to read them aloud. When we come back, we're going to take this break. So stay with us, because we're coming right back.
Here's what you missed on Wake Up with Word.
So Denzel Washington is playing the General Hannibal. Hannibal was a general from the ancient African civilization called Carthage. Arabs are angry in Tunisia that Denzel Washington, a black man, is playing this general from this ancient black city called Carthage. They're saying that Hannibal wasn't black. Now, the same thing happened in Egypt when a mixed race actress from Britain played Cleopatra. You have Arab nations, their actual governments, actually protesting the casting of black people to play black historical figures, because they want the world to believe that either these figures were Arab or white. My question is, can everybody just claim that we have no history, that we have no significance, that people from Africa were not black?
Tune in to Wake Up with Word with Solomon Jones every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media.
King C. Gillette knows you're dedicated to your barbershop routine. But what about after? What's your routine for facial hair to avoid dry skin, itching, and beard rough? Well, the King C. Gillette Beard Oil is a perfect fit for making your beard feel as good as it looks. It softens your facial hair and moisturizes to help prevent itch due to dry skin. Get facial hair that feels as good as it looks. Just trim, wash, and soften with King C. Gillette.
Tune in to the Livelihood segment at 6:30 a.m. the fourth Monday of every month during The Source, hosted by Andrea Lawful Sanders, brought to you by PA Lottery, benefiting older Pennsylvanians every day.
Word Radio is sharing a harvest for the world. Now through December 31st, visit wordradio.com to find information on upcoming Give Back events in the Philadelphia area. If your organization is hosting free clothing giveaways, food drives, free workshops, community dinners, and more, please share the details using the form on our website. Visit wordradio.com and look for the Harvest banner. It's harvest time, and we're sharing information on those giving back to the community. The Harvest is brought to you by Comcast, PECO, Keystone First, and the United Way. We are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Merry Christmas!
Hey, this is Cedra Walton with WURD, and I'd like to wish everyone a happy Kwanzaa, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. May you be blessed beyond your imagination for 2024.
Happy holidays from WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick. And in this hour, we are talking all things sports with our sports guru and oracle, the one and only Chris Murray. I do want to take a moment to acknowledge the comments that are coming in from our family members. One of my cousins is joining us. Hi there, Blaine. Aw, that's a compliment. He shares that I sound like our Uncle Dave, who's my cousin, our beloved. Thank you for that. Tony Brown. Hey there, Tony. Tony shares Trump is getting ready to get back in office, and Black people are worried about a sports team in America. We've got to get some priorities correct, folks. I'm just saying. Well, Tony, what alert came across my phone just actually as we were discussing sports is that former President Trump responds to the Colorado Supreme Court ruling to keep him off the 2024 ballot. According to the New York Times, it reads that Trump has been disqualified from the 2024 ballot. So he will not be running. So that's one thing we can take off our plate for now. We can take that off our plate for now. Miss Rosalind shares peace and love, Tony. She agrees with you. We better get ready for this election. Well, he won't be in it. So thank you for that. Everything else is obsolete. We do not want Trump back in office. No, we don't. After all the crimes he's committed. And this man is still able to run. That goes to show you who runs this country, even when they know the system is wrong. Well, he will not be running. So that's a good update for us to share. Malcolm shares the Cowbums still have to play Detroit. Yes, they do. Sink is commenting and responding as well. Tony, Trump has been in the press every day since his defeat. Even the annihilation in Palestine is a relief. You know, this is the world in which we live. And Malcolm shares, and Detroit has been strong lately. So here we have it. Here we have it. Lately. I know. Well, what do you say? What do you say? Well, you know, I hear when before the break, you were talking about New York. You were talking about the Giants, right? Now I know. Well, go right ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I think the Giants are going to be hungry to win that game because they saw what Seattle did, and you know this is a division rivalry, and you know the Giants and their fans hate the Eagles, and that's really been the Eagles' right, cross town or cross Turnpike, right up off of exit 16. So the Giants from exit 16W will be coming down here on Christmas night and everything. And I have to work that game and everything. So after I get all my cool toys for Christmas, I have to go to work. So, and in the midst of it's almost they have to win this game, but there's a lot of problems with this team that they have to fix. And I mean, watching this game yesterday, to me, they approached that game all wrong. I mean, Jalen Hurts didn't have to always go deep. I think that's a sign of when you do things the way they did yesterday, you're trying too hard. But really, the defense, oh my God, they brought in Matt Patricia, and reason why him and Slay don't get along because Slay, Patricia was Slay's head coach in Detroit, and they definitely did not get along, and so from that standpoint, that's where the issue. But see, the problem is the defense that didn't change anything. They just have bad players. I mean, James Bradbury got burned twice on the same drive, one by DK Metcalf and other by Johnson Smith and Jigba. So, they still have their players. They got to get better players. They just have to get better players because they're getting thumped up on the defensive side of the ball. But I still go back to you can't let a career journeyman backup quarterback, drive 92 yards. There was no blitzing, no pressure. You can't let that guy beat. And I said it on my Facebook page last night. The Eagles can't let Drew Lock drive 92 yards. I was incredulous watching that. I was like, you can't let this. You can't. That's like putting me in. Well, I'm not a pro quarterback, but that's like putting me in there. Hey guys, I'll throw the ball. I'll probably get killed. I'm being facetious, but I'm just saying that Well, that's like
But you're
putting
right
Rodney
about it.
Dangerfield in there. Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
you're
it's
right
just-
about it, though. They might have done a better job if they put you or I in there. So you listen, but the way they've been playing, so you think it's more, you think it's more the players than the coaches than the players that are
think
being
it's a
called.
com-
It's a
on the
combination of the
defensive
two.
side of the ball, the defensive side is the players. On the
Okay.
offensive side of the ball, I think it's the coaches. This is the same
Okay.
offense that can put up a lot of numbers, putting up a lot of numbers last year. Teams have caught up to the Eagles in terms of the schemes
Yeah.
that they run, and they haven't made any adjustments. I don't know what the offensive coordinators. It's like it's disjointed. One part of the game, they look good. The first two drives, they didn't look bad.
I was excited. I was so excited. I think I blinked and everything. I said, what happened? Like what happened? And it bothered me. I'll tell you this. Malcolm agrees with you. He shared Locke as a rookie. Nobody. And we had to lose to him.
Yeah. No, he's been in the league for a couple of years. I mean, he's been around. But I remember he was at West Virginia. He was all right, but he wasn't he's not the second coming of anybody, not even the fifth coming of anybody.
No.
But I'm just saying that you can't let that guy beat you. You can't they didn't put any pressure. No pressure. There was no pressure on the guy. I could not believe that. I had an issue with that because you can't let that guy beat you. And I don't care how bad that defense is. I mean, they should have been putting pressure on him. They should have been in that guy's face and whatnot. And I don't get, like I said, I don't get how this team lost this game. But then again, the offense didn't put them away when they had the chance.
Yeah,
and they
agree with
did
that.
And you got to close. You can't put that defense in that position.
So, Chris, I got a couple of questions. I have some questions about some other things. All right. So we talked briefly about Malcolm's cow bums, as he calls them, the Dallas Cowboys. What do you think happened in that game?
Which one? In the Cowboys game?
Yes, in the Cowboys game.
They took a beating.
They
got whooped.
Yeah, they took a beating.
They got taken behind the bars,
Yeah, they took a beating.
You're like, I don't know if you remember the movie The Warriors when the guy said it was the Warrior did it, and he was trying to fight everybody off, and then that's everybody's like elbow.
Yeah, that.
I'm just sitting there like, oh man. The Bills just went in there, ran the ball on them, just ran down their throats and physically beat them up. And Dak Prescott couldn't do anything about it. And to think that Jerry Jones, this is where I say, Jerry Jones was sit after he watched the Eagles game. He was saying, I felt marvelous. I really did. I felt marvelous about them winning the game. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, dude, I'm not feeling marvelous about the butt whipping. They took a butt whipping in Buffalo in the rain.
They did.
And the fact that Jerry Jones is, I feel marvelous. It's a good thing that the Eagles are having their problems and all that. Yeah. I mean, come on, dog. I'm not going to be, when my team loses, I'm not all happy with the other team. I'm so mad that my team lost. I'm just going to sit in there, because my thing is, it's almost like if the rate, I get the feeling Ravens are going to lose the 49ers next week. I pray that I'm wrong, but I'm gonna be upset because you know what, we could move that closer to home field advantage. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you can't gloat about your rival losing when you lose and whatnot.
You really can. Not like that, especially not like that. I do want to share some of our family members are commenting, and I definitely want them to join the conversation. Kim, hi there, beautiful. Kim Carter James shares to the information that I shared about Trump. She shares that was that state ballot, not all states. Right. Kim, I will take that win. And I'm hopeful for the remainder. I'm hopeful. Malcolm shared that he saw a lot of missed tackles and at least a couple of sacks. And Miss Julie shares, Chris, it is so good to hear your take about the Seahawks and the Eagles. A few comments she read, though. She thought that there were some bad calls. Do you agree?
Yeah, there were. There were some bad.
There are definitely some bad calls. And Brennan shares, despite the loss, the Cowboys are currently number 2 in the NFC standings. Just saying. Go. And Malcolm shares, they got spanked in the rain. He was following up with your comment. So it was a beating. It was definitely a beating.
It was a beating. In Dallas, the Cowboys, they're a good football team, but somehow I think psychologically they haven't quite. That's a team that a lot of things happen between their head. I think Dak Prescott's a good quarterback, and now they knocked him out of the MVP race. So now the MVP race is going to come down to Brock Purdy and Lamar Jackson. And I don't know. Like I said again, with my team, I'm a fatalist and whatnot. I get they're going. That's a long. It's 3,000 miles to San Francisco. I don't know if the Ravens will be consistent enough against that defense. And that defense has been killing people all year in San Francisco. So I don't. I mean, if I'm gonna bet, I might say if I'm gonna bet, I might give my team, the points and whatnot. But it depends. Although I probably bet both sides just because I would do that. But if I were a gambler, but you know how it is. But I'm just saying that. But looking at it objectively and realistically, the 49ers are playing the best football right now. I gotta say. But like I said, the Ravens have a way of upsetting the apple cart. So
They do. Well, let me ask you this. So, in your opinion, do you feel that there are any teams that could sneak into the wild card round? And do you feel that there are some that just don't stand a chance?
Well, I'm gonna say this in the NFC. Let me think. Right, I think that the Rams have a chance to get in. In the AFC, in Indy has a chance. You're looking at the NFC North. One, I would say this: the Buccaneers are looking good. They had a great road win on Sunday against Green Bay. I watched that game, and I think they're going to probably win the NFC South. I think I don't know what the sound. I think the Saints are that good, but and I look at other teams around the league. I mean, in the West, I see the Rams have an outside shot at getting in. Like I said, the Buccaneers. The other division. Let's like this way: the NFC East they're gonna have at least 2 teams in Dallas and the Eagles. Eagles are 2 teams, and then like I said again, the 49ers, and then whoever wins the NFC South is in, and maybe the Saints, maybe the Rams. Those teams on the AFC side, you still have Houston. Houston could win that division. Tennessee, Jacksonville is still in the hunt. The Colts are still in the hunt, and so you got maybe Denver has an outside shot. Although Russell Wilson got cursed out by his coach on the sideline, which I think was wrong. But it's there. I can't see anybody. Anybody can go on a run. I've seen stranger things. If somebody starts playing well, say in the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season, because it's easy to peak early. I watch it in baseball all the time. Everybody during the baseball season, the Atlanta Braves are going to win the World Series. They got this and they got that. The Phillies, I think the Phillies took out the Braves in the second round of the playoffs. So I mean, anything can happen.
It can.
In football. And I don't see the closest. The 49ers might be the closest team to a dominant team. I don't see anybody that's really, even amongst the division leaders, are that dominant. I don't. Even though the Ravens have the best record in the AFC, I mean, Kansas City is still lurking. The Chiefs are still lurking out there.
I forgot about the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are going to be ready.
Yeah, I forgot about the Chiefs.
They're going to be ready. They're going to be, but they still have problems. They got receivers that can't catch a cold and everything, and they just they still have, like I said, everybody in the league has their own set of vulnerabilities and what have you. So we'll see. True. We'll see how it all shakes itself out. But I like I said, and then if the Eagles run the table down the way and some things happen and they win a division, they'll have a playoff game. I don't know if they'll they'll be at home for all those games and everything. But anything can happen. Sometimes the top seed has the home field advantage and they get knocked off either in the first round or in the conference championship. So if you can take hope, because some people, a lot of people, I listen to all the commentators in this city. Everybody's like, well, we don't have any hope. And there's 3 games left. Anything I've seen.
Anything can happen.
Right. I done watched enough football over 100,000 years to know long enough to know that anything, I've seen teams have bad losing streaks. And then they bring it all together in the playoffs. It's just the weird. It's a weird thing. So,
but that's why we love football, though. That's why we love football. That's the excitement of the game. Family, listen, we've got more conversation about sports. When we come back, I'm going to go to the phone lines. And family, I do see your comments, so I will get to those as well. Stay with us because we are coming right back.
The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. Word's livelihood initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out these recent openings posted on the Livelihood job board at wordworks.com. The Chambers of Commerce for Greater Philadelphia is hiring a research analyst. Penn Community Bank is hiring a customer service representative. For more information on these jobs and others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative, brought to you by Word Radio, Progressive Black Talk Media.
If you don't have health insurance right now, this message from United Healthcare is for you. With United Healthcare Community Plan Medicaid coverage, you get all the regular Medicaid benefits like doctor visits, prescription drugs, and hospital care. Plus, you get a lot of extras you can only get from United Healthcare. That includes the One Pass All-in-One Fitness Program. At no cost to you, One Pass helps you work out how, when, and where you want to. You can visit many local gyms such as Planet Fitness, Anytime Fitness, and LA Fitness. You can even visit more than one gym on the same day or on multiple days. Prefer to stay home? OnePass has you covered with thousands of live online classes, well-being programs, and customizable workout plans. To learn more, visit uhccp.com/PA. That's uhccp.com/PA.
I need a tax preparer. How should I choose one?
Using a paid tax preparer this year? Before paying someone to do your taxes, make sure they're qualified. Ask about their fees, experience, and training. Check with a Better Business Bureau. Avoid anyone who promises a higher refund. And review your tax return before you sign it. And make sure your preparer signs it too. For more tips, visit irs.gov and search Choosing a Preparer.
Merry Christmas!
Hey, Word family, it's Solomon Jones, wishing you a happy holiday season, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year, and Happy Blackness. I wish you and your family every good thing and every blessing during this blessed season. I wish you a happy and prosperous and successful New Year, and I send you my love from me and my family to you and yours. Peace.
Happy holidays from WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Merry Christmas!
Hello, Word family. This is Nicholas Steptoe, technical producer here at Word, and I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a very happy Kwanzaa.
Happy holidays from WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick. We are talking with Chris Murray in this hour that is almost over, so I'm just going to hurry up and go through it. Joey Dixon is joining us. He's saying peace. Sync Blue shares Dallas. They're not a good road team. 2 of the last 3 are on the road, Miami and DC. The Detroit game won't be easy. I'm not worried about Philly these last 3. He said he's not worried. He said, but the 49ers are on fire. They are peaking right now. I love that. And Ms. Julie shares, I hope your analytical opinion is right, Chris. I hope. And Malcolm shares, the tears are flowing on WIP. I can't keep listening to them. They just sound hopeless. Sync shares, I think the Ravens are the dark horse in the playoffs. That's interesting. What I want to do right now, though, is go to the phone lines. James has been holding to join the conversation. James, thank you for calling and welcome to the conversation.
Hello.
I
would just like to say that I bleed green here for the city.
Mm-hmm.
And happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays.
I've been listening to the radio, different stations, and we've been getting dogged out as far as underdogs. That's who we are. But you know something? I'm going to the game Christmas Day.
Nice.
And I'm representing.
That's right, James. That's what we do. We represent. We bleed green, James.
That's right. Yeah. I
love
it. And peace and good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling. And that's right, James. We bleed green. You hear that, family? I love it. Chris, I know we don't have much time left, but first I was going to ask you a question about the Sixers, but I want to pivot. Because I was reading about John Morant's return to the Memphis Grizzlies. I just want to ask you your thoughts about this really quickly. After a 25-game suspension, mind you. So do you think his return will actually make a difference for the team?
I think it'll make for that team, yes. I mean, he's got to get acclimated back to his team, but maybe I hope he learns some lessons and just keep focused on playing the game. I mean, just stay focused, stay out of trouble. You don't need to you don't need to be brandishing guns. You don't need to be. I mean, there's some things. I mean, to me, I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of people just, you got all this money. If I had that kind of money, I'm retiring today. I still do my show, but I'm retiring. I'm retiring. I may even go back to school just for the fun of it and get my PhD and whatever. But I'm just saying, if I had that kind of money, I would try to be responsible. I mean, but then again, I'm a little older. I guess when I was in my 20s, I don't know what I would have done with it and whatnot and all that. And I probably would have wilded out for a while.
No, you wouldn't have been that irresponsible, do you think?
I hope not. I hope I wouldn't be.
Okay.
I would hope that I wouldn't be and whatnot. But when you're in your 20s, you're not thinking. As young men, you're not always thinking, but you gotta be thinking though.
Well, okay. I have another question because I had some questions in my mind about all things taking place in the sports world. And I neglected to ask you this when we talked last week. I want to talk about Draymond Green. Now, I read a quote that from an ESPN interview, and he is quoted as saying, "You don't become what I've become if you can't control your emotions." He said this after his 4th game back from a 5-game suspension for choking Rudy Gobert. He said, "You don't win 4 championships if you can't control your emotions." And then he shared, "What I love most is the opportunity to prove myself again. That's how I come out of this. Like, oh, they're doubting you again. They're questioning you again. They're questioning your integrity. As someone who had to prove myself my whole life, it's familiar territory." But I'm curious to know your point of view because they're talking about how Steve Kerr, head coach Steve Kerr, is getting a little fed up. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's hurting the team. You can't go around,
absolutely,
committing. Those are technical fouls. You're giving teams points, and sometimes, they cost them a championship back in 2016 when the Cavaliers came from 3-1 down to win it.
I remember that.
And and it's just one of those things where you can't continue. I mean, but this has been going on for a while, and now I guess the NBA is becoming a little bit more annoyed. And the thing about it, maybe he does need some kind of anger management. I mean, some type of thing. It's a funny thing though, Carol. It's interesting you talk about this. When I was at the Tribune some 20 years ago, when I first started there, good Lord, I can't believe it's been that long. But when I was there, my old editor, Mike Bruton, said, look, when that happened, everybody was talking to me, all the stereotypes and all this other stuff. But everybody kind of knew Ron Artest had kind of, issues with anger and all this other stuff. So we wonder what type of program we did it. We did a story. Oh, sorry about that. Somehow
that's quite all right.
There's something that is on in my house.
Okay.
All right. Sorry
but you were
about
saying
that.
you guys did a story at the Tribune about.
We did a story about mental health and how what types of programs does the NBA and other sports leagues have for helping people deal with anger management issues, because a lot of times, this was after the Malice in the Palace when all the Indiana Pacers and the Detroit Pistons got into one of the wild, and then you hit a fan, and so and it came out in a documentary about Ron Artest's Meta World Peace that he really did have some issues with anger or some other mental health issues, and and this is a thing where, because of course, when all that came out, it was all the stereotypes of Black people and anger and all this other thing. And, I wonder if he doesn't have an issue with anger management or fighting. I mean, sometimes, I understand teams need an enforcer on the court, Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer, and all those guys from back, and even Charles Barkley.
Yes.
But a lot of those guys never allowed it to get to the point to where it costs their team. And when those types of things happen, that's when you have to wonder about, what's going on with some of these guys, because you can't have this kind of, you can't keep, trying to choke guys and fight guys and all that.
Can't.
It's one, it's one thing to happen in the heat of the series.
But yeah, this is consistent. And this interview took place just before he had another altercation. Nick, you have been enjoying the conversation all evening, and I'm looking. I know we only have a few minutes left, but please join us.
Hey, Carol. Hey, Chris. I'll be brief. As it pertains to Draymond Green, I've been hearing a lot more talk, more so than I've ever heard for any other player, that he does need to go to some kind of counseling. I'm not sure if that's anger management. Maybe there's some kind of repressed feelings. I don't know. We don't know. We won't know unless, he tells us or there's an update on it. What I think is that Draymond Green is probably a bit too proud, mostly because of his position, the team that he's been on, and the success that he's had in the league. If you ask me, unless they make it mandatory, as in the Warriors coach or somebody tells him that you have to do this or else you won't return, I don't think he'll go. I think he'd rather retire than go. And if that's how it is, and that's how it is. But I don't think that it's a mental issue. I just think it's somebody who is comfortable playing how they want to play. And if the repercussions of it is, I'm only going to sit out for 5 games. All right, I'll sit out for 5 games, but I proved my point.
Interesting. That's an interesting point of view, Nick. That's really interesting because he continues with this behavior. Family, I'm looking at the time. I don't want this conversation to end. Ms. Rosalind, I do see your comment. She shares prayers go out to all my seniors and extra prayers for babies. People continue to spread love and know that God is in control of everything. If no one told you today that they love you, I love you. And please be safe. Happy holidays. Thank you for that, Miss Rosalind. I want to say hello to my cousin. I see you, Gregory Riddick, joining us from Chicago, Chi-Town. It is family. Praise God. Just praise God, from whom all blessings flow. As we wrap tonight's episode, you know I'm thanking you with every fiber of my being. And to Miss Rosalind's point, happy holidays, because I haven't said that to any of you. Happy holidays. Know that I want to know that you're doing well during this holiday season. And if you are not, please let me know so that I can add you to my prayers. Okay, please, please, please. I mean that. I mean that. Just to all of our guests, thank you, Chris. You know we look forward to seeing you next week. To the entire Word family, Niall Jackson, Nick Steptoe especially, thank you for all that you do. Family, we're all in this together. So be good to you, but be good to those around you. I love you, okay? But God loves you so much more. Have a great rest of your night, family, and be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 till 9 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Have a good night, family. Have a good night. Have a good night.